Mark Foreman, the former e-government guru for the federal government, estimates that cloud computing will save 90% of the current money because of the reliance on remote file servers. He suggests that many organizations are not going to need those rows and rows of their own file servers in order to store data and launch different types of applications. Others offer projections that are not quite that rosy. There was a report by Ted Alford and Gwen Morton of Booz Allen Hamilton, and it concluded that government agencies moving to public or private clouds can save anywhere from 50 to 67%. The most pessimistic of the estimates was a report by McKinsey analyst William Forrest, who said that there would actually be no cost savings in moving to the cloud, and that actually agencies would end up spending more. So when you look at the range of studies that are out there, you see a wide range of more optimistic versus even pessimistic estimates of what is going on. So one of the things that we wanted to do at Brookings, given the importance of cloud computing, all the interesting innovations that are taking place at the federal and state and local levels, was to undertake a series of case studies of government agencies in terms of what their actual experiences have been. So we did a study. The paper was released today. There's a copy available out in the lobby if you've not already picked one up. And we found cost savings of between 25 and 50% in moving to the cloud, depending on the actual migration. In looking at the experience of various government agencies, we found there were several different variables that affect the extent of the cost savings. One is whether the agency wants to rely on a public versus a private cloud. The Alford and Morton report, for example, found that the cost of cloud computing, if the agency was replacing 1,000 file servers, ranged from about $22 million for public clouds up to $31 million for private clouds. So clearly the nature of the migration matters a lot in terms of how much savings there actually is. A second variable concerns the efficiency of the capacity utilization. One of the biggest sources of cost savings that several agencies reported came from being able to use their storage space much more effectively when they move to the cloud. The problem when agencies rely on local file servers is they always feel like they need to plan for contingencies where they're going to need a lot more space than they actually can utilize at a current period in time. Some estimates say that government agencies relying on local file servers often average as low as 12% utilization, meaning they're only using 12% of their local file storage space. And so when they move to the cloud, if they are able to boost that utilization rate up to 40% or 50% or 60% because of the scalability of the cloud, that is where you can actually achieve pretty substantial cost savings, we found. The level of security required is another factor that matters a lot. High-risk security levels are expensive because of the need for secure facilities, storage in the continental United States, and having personnel who actually pass security clearances. So that makes a difference. And then the last factor that is a big variable is the extent of personnel savings. Because when you move to the cloud, oftentimes an agency is able to achieve real economies because they often have had a substantial IT staff to keep the hardware running, run the software applications, kind of advise people on various aspects of computing. When you move to the cloud, you're essentially outsourcing that to companies that are able to handle the data storage, the applications, and some of the platform issues. So you can actually save money, but you have to be willing to do something with those IT workers that you used to have but may no longer need. And in looking at government agencies, of course, it's always a challenge to actually reassign workers or even to lay off workers if you no longer need them. So the extent to which you are able to achieve cost savings depends a lot on how your agency feels about layoffs and or staff reassignments. So I think all those things go into the picture in terms of there being cost savings. So we feel there are going to be very substantial cost savings. The federal government is starting to make a major move into this area. I think we're going to get very substantial savings out of that. But there are a lot of factors that will go into the exact extent to which we're able to achieve those savings.